Live from the National News Studio, Sri Lanka.
Good evening, welcome to the 9 p.m. news telecast of the most prestigious channel of Sri Lanka. My name is Siobhan Pereira.
And I'm Kasuni Balachandra Adhikari. We start off with a look at your headlines for tonight. The Presidential Investigation Commission final report on the Easter attack handed over to the CID. The President says the real culprits will be disclosed. Massive crowds venerate the sacred tooth relic today as well. A special discussion on the provision of facilities to devotees arriving in Kandy. The government intervenes to stabilize paddy prices. Cocaine valued at 240 million rupees in the possession of a Brazilian national who arrived in Katunayaka. An Easter ceasefire from the Russian president. And we move on to those and other stories in detail. The volume containing the final report and documents of the Presidential Commission of Inquiry into the Easter Sunday attacks has been officially handed over to the Criminal Investigation Department.
It was presented following a directive issued by President Andrakumad Sanaka. Following the NPP government assuming power, measures have been taken to expedite and implement the investigations pertaining to the Easter Sunday attack on a new direction. Accordingly, at the time when 6 years had elapsed on the Easter Sunday bomb attack, the government has been successful in guaranteeing the conducting of an independent and unbiased inquiry into this brutal incident. The President had given an assurance earlier that the government will not allow to undermine this act of crime with the passing of time.
President Andrakumad Sanaka says that the responsibility of revealing to the general public the genuine respondents of the East attack will be fulfilled. The President reiterates that had it not been the present government was elected, the Presidential Commission report on the East attack would have still remained hidden. President Andrakumad Sanaka has made these remarks addressing a public rally in Polonnaruwa today. The meeting was held to consolidate the victory of the National People's Power at the forthcoming local government election. Large crowds were present at the meeting, which was conducted under the theme Jayaniyatai Gamapatai. President Andrakumad Sanaka said that today is Easter Sunday and it was in the year 2019 that the biggest tragedy had occurred with the objective of capturing power. In the past 5.5 years until September 2024, the aim of the investigations was to conceal the real planners of the massacre. The two previous governments did not want to bring before the law the genuine perpetrators of this crime. They did not have any desire to uphold the rule of law. The case was trampled for a period of 6 years. However, the NPP, after gaining power within nearly 6 months, had taken measures to unravel the culprits of the East attack on a methodical basis. The President added that the previous regimes had failed even to disclose to the people or to the CID the Commission report on the East attack. Some sections of the report were detached from the original document. Today, the entire report was handed over to the CID. If the NPP had not assumed power, the report would have still remained unpublished and hidden. There were several recommendations in the final report. Measures have been taken to implement these recommendations. There had been several incidents relating to the attack which had aroused controversy. The government has taken responsibility to unravel all the suspicions and to carry forward investigation process with the aim of producing before the law the real culprits of the incident. The President also said that there's no dispute pertaining to the price of paddy. The government will not allow the arising of such disputes in the times ahead as well. The government had made preparations to renovate storages with the aim of storing around 300,000 metric tons of paddy. It also devised plans to purchase paddy. As an initial step, the government had provided 5 billion rupees to the Paddy Marketing Board to purchase paddy. It had also taken necessary steps to purchase paddy via Satasa. The government will purchase every grain of paddy that would be subjected to low purchasing prices. The government will also not allow the farmers to grieve over selling their paddy harvest at extremely low prices. The government is acting as an intermediary to create a stable price in the event of price fluctuations. The President has called upon the cabinet of ministers, Parliament, the local government bodies and the citizens to join hands to build the nation. He has also requested all to make Sri Lanka a shining nation in the world.
Today is Easter Sunday, which commemorates the resurrection of Lord Jesus Christ. The Lord, who was crucified to death on Good Friday, had risen from the dead on a day like today. The Easter Sunday signifies the end of the Holy Week and Lent season. The Lord Jesus had suffered immensely on the cross with the noble intention of liberating the humankind from sin. According to biblical history, his body was placed in a cave after his death. Yet, in the first Sunday in the aftermath of Good Friday, a group had found that the body was missing. Only a white cloth soaked with the blood of the Lord Jesus was found. It is regarded as the sacred symbol of the Christian community. The apostles were also reported to have seen Jesus, who rose from the dead. The meaning of Easter is Passover. One of the major rituals of Easter is the blessing of fire and water.
The Easter Sunday special service was held at St. Lucia Church, Kotahena, yesterday midnight under the patronage of His Eminence Cardinal Malcolm Ranjit. The Easter Sunday service is being held at every Christian church to commemorate the resurrection of Jesus Christ. The day is being considered as most important for Christians world over. The main traditions of Easter Sunday were fulfilled by His Eminence Cardinal Malcolm Ranjit, who conducted the Easter church service with blessings of fire and water. On this occasion, devotees participated in prayers, lighting candles. Steps have been taken to provide security of the three armed forces to the church premises. Methodist Church at Kurana in Katnayaka also conducted a church service led by Reverend Father Nadira Fernando at 8 a.m. today. The event was telecast over the national television. Holy Masses were conducted at every church in the island in connection with the Easter Sunday celebrations. Special security has been enforced at every church since the 18th of this month. Easter service at the St. Anthony's Church in Kochikade was conducted this morning. Special prayers were conducted on this occasion in memory of those killed in the Easter Day attack. Service at the Katwapitiya Church in Negombo was also conducted in the presence of a large number of Christian devotees this morning in remembering victims of the Easter attack. Large groups of devotees also congregated at a service in Zion Church in Batticaloa today. Another service was conducted at the All Saints Catholic Church in Punchiboralla today. A large number of devotees has also attended the Easter Sunday service at the Church of the Sacred Heart in Rajagiriya this morning.
Today is the third day of the sacred veneration of the Tooth Relic. Thousands of devotees were present to venerate the sacred Tooth Relic. A large number of devotees gathered today to venerate the sacred tooth relic of Lord Buddha. Mahavansya, Thupavansya, Tatuvansya mentions elaborately about the sacred tooth relic, and accordingly it has been enshrined in the public consciousness since a long time. A number of generations of youth have come together in veneration in the recorded history. The generation of today is also lining up in thousands following the same tradition. The entire country came under the rule of the British after the 2nd of March 1815. Among the main clauses of the Kandyan Conventions, the protection awarded to Buddhism is extremely important, but the British violated it. The rebellion came into being in this background. Venerable Sumangala Thero and Manik Pivela departed safely carrying the sacred tooth relic when they were caught by the British at Matale. Since the British identified the necessity to possess the sacred tooth relic as the insignia of royalty, faced an economic and cultural crisis. They searched for solutions for this, and the Mahasangha at this juncture emphasized the importance of taking the refuge of the sacred tooth relic in order to become prosperous in agriculture and for the welfare of the country. Accordingly, the history mentions that the British decided to hold an exposition of the sacred tooth relic in 1828, and as a result, continuous rains occurred over flowing rivers and all other waterways of the country. The rain was named the Dalada Vassa, or the rain of the sacred tooth relic, and the Queen was also informed about this miracle. Under her instructions, the governor held the sacred tooth relic in noble veneration. The army and the police are making all arrangements to ease the condition at Sri Dalada Maligava premises while taking steps to provide the public with food and other needful amenities at various points. The people expressed their determination to avail the opportunity to venerate the sacred tooth relic of Lord Buddha at any cost. The crowd visiting to pay respects became a single group at the main entrance to the Sri Dalada Maligava. There is only one entrance to the Maligava and also one exit. A free service of distribution of food was conducted today under the guidance of Sri Dalada Maligava for the crowd which was unable to venerate the sacred tooth relic today, awaiting their chance. Throughout the ages of Sri Lankan history, the sacred tooth relic has been venerated by the general public during numerous expositions, graciously made possible through the patronage of kings and rulers.
These sacred events have served not only as religious observances, but also as profound expressions of cultural unity and devotion. What follows is a brief chronicle of these revered Sri Dalada expositions held from the era of Gandhi to the present day. In the year 1695, King Vimaladharmasurya I commissioned a gold-plated casket for the sacred tooth relic and organized a Sri Dalada exposition, allowing the general public to pay homage. King Sri Vijayarajasinghe, who reigned from 1739 to 1747, witnessed miracles attributed to the sacred tooth relic. Deeply moved by the experience, he organized a grand festival with the participation of his children. Several years later, the king made arrangements for a public exposition of the sacred tooth relic, allowing the people to witness its sacred presence. The final public exposition of the sacred tooth relic before the fall of the Kandyan kingdom to the British was held during the reign of King Kirtisri Rajasinghe, who ruled from 1747 to 1782. During the 1818 rebellion, Kappadipula assembled his warriors on the battlefield at Hangurankata and announced the arrival of the sacred tooth relic. He organized a Sri Dalada exposition to invoke blessings upon the troops. On the 18th of June 1828, during the administration of Governor Edward and the tenure of Dehigama Lokubandara Nilame, a Sri Dalada exposition was held, during which the sacred tooth relic was brought out from the relic chamber to the Mahamaluva for public veneration. This marked the first occasion on which the sacred tooth relic was brought out for public veneration. At the conclusion of the exposition, heavy rains lashed the area, resulting in widespread flooding, an event that came to be known in history as Dalada Vatura. Before gaining independence, Sri Lanka witnessed a Dalada exposition held from the 1st to the 31st of January in 1925. On recent expositions of the sacred tooth relic, a sacred tooth relic exposition was held from the 7th to the 14th of February in 1982. Another sacred tooth relic exposition was held on behalf of the representatives of the World Fellowship of Buddhists, commencing on the 8th of July 1982. A public exposition of the sacred tooth relic was held from March 1st to 10th in 1991. Another exposition of the sacred tooth relic was held for the general public from February 27th to March 12th in 1995. Meanwhile, several expositions of the sacred tooth relic have been conducted since the year 2000. On the 12th of August 2006, an exposition of the sacred tooth relic was held for the attendees of an international Buddhist conference. From the 6th to the 17th of March 2009, an exposition of the sacred tooth relic was held for the global Buddhist community. Looking at special Sri Dalada expositions, on the 14th of May 2017, during the 14th International Festival, a special exposition of the sacred relics was held for an overseas delegation. Expositions of the sacred relics were also conducted to mark the visits of the President of Nepal and the Prime Minister of Thailand to the country. On such occasions, the opportunity for veneration was limited to a selected group of Sri Lankans.
Tens of thousands of devotees are participating daily in the veneration of the sacred tooth relic of Lord Buddha from all over the island. Steps have been taken to enhance further essential needs like food, health, drinking water, and sanitation for them. Thousands of devotees lined up in the utmost devotion to venerate the sacred tooth relic today also. An opportunity has been provided for them to venerate via 3 entries from Diyasena Nayaka Vidya to the entrance of Dalada Maligava, from Ratubokko direction to the entrance of the Maligava via Sangaraj Mavata as the 3rd entry point, from Ratubokko direction to the main entrance of the Maligava via Maligava premises. Separate entrance has been kept open for the Mahasangha. Persons with special needs have been provided with necessary facilities for them to venerate the sacred tooth relic conveniently. Drinking water, free food, dental and sanitary facilities are also provided for all those visitors. A special discussion was held at the District Secretariat office today with the participation of additional District Secretaries of Kandy in order to provide the necessary facilities for the devotees visiting Kandy to venerate the sacred tooth relic in the coming days. A special responsibility is being carried out under the Clean Sri Lanka program to maintain continuous cleanliness around the premises during the Dalada veneration. We have more local news coming your way. Stay tuned. Don't go anywhere.
Prima Kottumi, hot and spicy Nava Vasarak Veva.
Live from the National News Studio, Sri Lanka.
Welcome back, and here's more local news items in brief. A Brazilian national has been taken into custody along with a stock of cocaine to the tune of more than 240 million rupees by the officials of the Anti-Narcotics Division at the Katnanka International Airport early morning today. According to custom officials, he had carried nearly 5 kilograms of cocaine hidden smartly in his bag. According to reports, the 59-year-old suspect is said to be a teacher in Brazil. A person has been taken into custody along with hashish narcotic valued at more than 30 million rupees from Rajamalwatta in Modara yesterday. The raid has been conducted by the officials of Criminal Investigation Unit, and the suspect was taken into prison custody when he was produced before the Maligaman Magistrates Court today. More than 5 kilograms of hashish narcotic have been found from his possession. A 22-year-old youth died and 14-year-old child was wounded in an accident which occurred in Vallavaya yesterday. They are said to be the brothers of the same families and have collided with a vehicle. Bolgad police have recovered the dead body of a person yesterday who committed suicide by jumping into Bolgad River in Panadura. According to police, he has committed suicide due to a family problem. The dead person has been identified as a 49-year-old father of 3 and a resident of Tantirimulla area in Panadura. The police further said that his action of suicide has been recorded in a surveillance camera. Releasing of water from Parakramasamudra in Polonnaruwa for paddy cultivation in the Yala season was done yesterday. It is expected to cultivate more than 25,200 acres of paddy lands around Parakramasamudra in the Yala season. Irrigation engineer in charge of Parakramasamudra Shantagamake and a group of others joined this occasion.
In more local news, the leader of the opposition, Sajid Premadasa, says that the mandate given to this government and the popularity is gradually decreasing by now. He made this observation participating in a public rally held in Navalapitiya. The aim of the rally was to ensure the victory of the contestants from the Samagi Janabala Vegya for the local government institutions of Navalapitiya. The leader of the opposition, Sajid Premadasa, said that the present government has failed in providing salt for the common man of this country. He added that those who said that this VAT on the school equipment will be removed are still maintaining it. Although there was a promise by the government to provide employment to 35,000 graduates, they have been compelled to come on the roads in protest. The popularity of the government is also weaning away. Now the government say that it is uttering that grants will only be provided if the local bodies were to be won by the National People's Power. Now the government is denying the same statement they made earlier. The only option available for the country in the forthcoming local government elections will be the Samagi Janabala Vegya, he added.
Parliamentarian Namal Rajapaksa has participated in a public meeting of the Sri Lanka Pudujana Peramuna in Nepal in Andrakumad yesterday. He said at this occasion that the present government does not have any vision or responsibility on the economy of the country. The meeting was held in connection with the establishing of victory of candidates of the SLPP contesting the Mavatavada division in Anuradhapura. Parliamentarian Namal Rajapaksa said that the government has no interest in the economy of the country. The farmers should be informed whether they would be given or not the fertilizer. Instead of conducting talks with farm organizations over provision of fertilizer, the subject ministers of the government are conducting talks on importing rice. The government, instead of strengthening the economy, is strengthening the economy of businessmen.
The 4x4 tournament, a major event of the Sundara Norelia Salalihini Vasantaya, has concluded in the 4x4 track in Norelia today.
Norelia Salalihini Vasantaya Springfest 2025.
Today was the day that was heated up the Sundara Nuwareliya Salalihini Vasantaya, a two-day racing event which was conducted nearly under 10 laps, came to an end today. We go into a short break. Foreign news on the other side.
Creama Kottumi hot and spicy නව වසරක් වේවා.
And in your foreign news tonight, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has accused Russia of creating an impression of a ceasefire while still taking military actions in some places in Ukraine. During the first 6 months of the Easter truce declared by Russian President Vladimir Putin, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky reported 387 killings, 19 ground assaults by Russian forces and 290 instances of drone activities. No casualties have been reported thus far. President Putin had ordered a halt to all military operations in Ukraine from yesterday until midnight today, with Ukrainian authorities stating that they would also observe the truce. Authorities stating that Russia's military of defense claimed its forces were fully complying with the ceasefire and accused Ukraine's military of violating the agreement. However, President Zelensky, speaking earlier today, stated that Moscow was attempting to present the appearance of a ceasefire while continuing localized offensives aimed at inflicting losses on Ukrainian forces. Yet, foreign reports have indicated that as of midnight yesterday, there were no sightings of Russian drones or fighter jets in Ukrainian airspace, although President Zelensky claimed that attacks resumed in certain areas.
Thousands took to the streets across the U.S. to protest over recent actions by President Donald Trump, known as the 50-51 for 50 protests, 50 states, one movement. The demonstrations were intended to coincide with the 250th anniversary of the start of the American Revolutionary War. From outside the White House and Tesla dealerships and at the center of many cities, protesters expressed a variety of grievances. Many called for the return of Kilma Abrego Garcia, who was mistakenly deported to El Salvador. Political protests are becoming more common in the U.S. The hands-off demonstrations in the early April drew tens of thousands in cities across the country.
Travelers from across China are flocking to Qingshan County, Sichuan province to enjoy the breathtaking spectacle created by fireflies. The county, known as one of the largest firefly viewing spots in southwest China, enters its peak firefly watching season from mid-March to the end of April each year. At Shongyan Temple, a popular firefly viewing spot in the county, passionate crowds have already gathered before nightfall. When darkness falls, thousands of fireflies dance among the bamboo branches and vines, enchanting visitors as they flicker like scattered tiny stars. Fireflies are considered to be a good biological indicator of an unpolluted and healthy environment, as they usually thrive in areas with clean water sources and plenty of vegetation. By expanding bamboo forest coverage, Qingshan County has seen a steady increase in both the species and number of fireflies. And in your sports news tonight, the athletes who won medals at the Under-18 Asian Youth Athletics Championship organized for the 6th time arrived in the island today early this morning.
They were given a warm welcome on their arrival at the Bandar Naik International Airport, Katunayake. The championship was held in Saudi Arabia. Officials of the Sri Lanka Athletics Federation, parents of athletes, and a large gathering was present at the airport to welcome them. Sri Lanka were able to win 1 gold, 3 silvers and 4 bronzes in an overall tally of 8 medals in the championships. Sri Lanka occupied the 9th place out of 43 countries that participated. This has become the highest medal tally won by Sri Lanka at an Asian Youth Athletics Championship so far. Tarushi Abhisheka won a gold medal, while Abhisheka Genghis and Dhananjay Fernando were able to win silver medals. In the meantime, Sri Lanka won a silver medal in the women's mixed relay event. Bronze medals were also won by Shamilu Avishka, Lahiru Achinta, Tilki Nihara and Pavan Sampath. And that was a look at your news here at Sri Lanka Rupavahini Corporation. I am Siobhan Pereira together with Khasuni Balachandra Adhikari. Wish you a pleasant evening and a wonderful week ahead.
Good night.